Do I need wings? Of course I do. With such a road you definitely need wings. They slept alone, and I also will. Oh my god, this is not my first time, but I will spend the night surrounded by ants. I dreamed about them so much. Yeah, that's me, but I still travel, just to ride through Peru. Yesterday in the morning I washed my clothes, but they're still wet, so now I had to put them on and dry it on myself. It's cold, very cold. Although it's only 3.5 thousand meters above sea and the temperature is +8. I'm glad that it's plus. Yeah, it's not closed. So guys, yesterday I figured out the problem with my drone. The batteries needed to be defused and recharged. I did it with 2 of them yesterday and 1 still remains. So now we'll test it by flying around and filming some good views. Back to the topic of free libraries. There are 3 of them here. The first, the second and the third over there. I almost packed up all my stuff. Today is only the 5th day of a bike travel, not counting 3 weeks in the States. And the most difficult thing by now is to get involved psychologically. Hitting any more or less comfort zone, like I have here, with a shower, toilet, kitchen, bed, heat and even roof. You want to stay here for a little bit longer. Yes, but now you just need to force yourself to leave it behind. So it would be much easier later to accept the fact that the road is calling. But now it's hard. This night, one odd-looking man slept here, and it's even more strange, cause they have a shower. Why doesn't he take it? Cause he already has a smell and all this. The church doesn't deny him, but even though they have a lot of free places, basically there were only 3 of us bike travelers here, they still didn't let him in. All the guys are staying, so I also had a temptation to stay for 1 more day, have a rest and maybe have a walk around the town. Although it's so small that 1, 2, here's a view from the window.
Muchas gracias. Ciao. Adiós. Ciao.
That's it. The pleasant visit has ended. I'm leaving the church. And now it's time to go. The rain have just stopped, and we already have a sun. I hope it won't rain again, so for now let's go while it's dry. The flagstock. Usually I'm looking for it in a country where my trip starts. That's the tradition I have. So now I stopped to do it.
Solo esta. Sí, está bien.
Now we'll attach it and we'll have a flag. Great!
¿A dónde puedo? Tic, 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 tic. Oh.
He even offered a wire, and I asked for the pliers. Done, and now I'm fully equipped. There it is, ready to go. And now I want to show you. It often happens that I do something, for example, place a tent, as you don't like from the other side of a screen. But I want to notice, I came here, they gave me a wire, knitting wire, pliers, everything, and they all left. No one here at all. You may say, Clea, who needs to steal pliers? But for sure you never know. Here you have all the tools. So, there's something here, something that we don't have. Do I need wings? Of course I do. With such a road you definitely need wings. And the dirt is all over the place. I got caught in the rain, but that's not the worst part. In fact, that kid is running behind a truck, wants to catch it or something, in shoes, through the puddles, or a swamp I would even say. In such moments, as never before, you value the comfort we live in. Of course not in all aspects of our life, but in many of them. The rain stopped. I hid from it under a little canopy.
Buenas tardes.
The height adds some interesting rhythm to your heartbeat. It really starts with half a turn. I'm at an altitude of 3,300 meters. Just met one man and he told me that the pass height is 4.5. My map says a little bit more, but let it be better 4.5 than 4.6, 100 meters less of a climb. And I have only about 30 kilometers to do it. Maybe 40 or even less. Per kilometer it's more than... Holy cow, such crazy climbs here. All these last days, or even first days from the start, only yesterday I've driven 56. But usually it was 35 and a kilometer of height. Yesterday I passed 56 and climbed for 1.5, despite a crazy descent at the end. And now it is starting to rain. Well, maybe it's time to put on a poncho, although the rain is still small. I feel hot and I'm sweating under a hat just like the raindrops. It seems to intensify, although it will rain anyway at the top. Well, the rain intensifies, so I put on a poncho. The rain is playing its own game with me. Starts to rain, then it stops. And this is how wet I got under the poncho. Actually, it's a really cool thing. There are people who ask, why do you need poncho if you are as wet as without it? Because it's cold without it, it really warms. And it seems like there was no rain here at all. Or as it was, but quite a while ago. So for now I took the poncho off. This is the 5th day, and I wanna say that I started to feel good. Of course, I still don't pass 100 kilometers a day, but with such an elevation I wouldn't... Well, when I was in shape I probably would. Today I've already climbed 600 meters while passing 30 kilometers of road. Excellent. The road has already ended and the people tell that it won't appear any further.
Buenas tardes.
They slept alone and I also will. I believe that I've basically adapted to the trip. Now I'm enjoying the ride psychologically. Walked, switched to the lower gears, and slowly ride. It feels great. I'm also talking to camera. If you only knew how hard it is sometimes to talk and film constantly. Every event you have, talk and film, talk and film, talk and film. They always look at you. And if you pull out the drone somewhere in the village, just to fly around the park or the center, that will also gather a huge crowd of people. Sometimes, in order to make beautiful shots, you need to stop, set up, dispose, figure it out. Yes, I talked about all this. It often takes a lot of time. Like today, I'm going slowly, taking pictures, filming and telling the stories. Now, for example, I came up with such a solution, to complete a picture about the roads I drive. And now there will be a poodle road. So I decided to hang the camera below. That's kind of fun and responsible work it is, and creative, of course. Well, after such tricks, you have to go and wash the camera itself. Oh, the piggy. Ginger one. The beautiful church. And at the same time I'll get some drinking water, cause mine almost ended. I think that you've already understood that the places I drive through never had asphalt roads. Oh, the car. Rare phenomenon, but it occurs. And I also want to show you and brag about what we don't have at home. I'm at the middle of nowhere. There's only a swamp, one street, 3 houses, and over there, among pigs, where I took some water, there's a football and basketball court. So, apart from jeeps, no one else drives here. They're used like minibuses, and there are also some 4-wheel drive minivans. But this road, and such an altitude, of course it's hard to plan something. I planned to finish the climb today, despite the fact it sounded fantastic right from the start. So, it's already getting dark, no one is driving, it's time to look for a sleeping place, and the rain starts. Oh, it intensifies. That's enough. I put on a cloak. Well, what an amazing person I am. And that's why. Recently I lunched in a village, and they were selling some buns at an exit. So I clearly realized, thought, decided and said to myself, Ruslan, come on, finish your meal and go buy yourself some buns, because it will not be easy for you late in the afternoon. And what happened to me? I have remembered about them only now, when I'm very hungry. But I still have a porridge and 1 mango left. Oh, 1 mango, your time has come. Anyway, now there will be a lot of commentators saying, damn, what is it? How can you go without food supplies? Yeah, that's me, but I still travel. And I say it for the 1000th time. There is no special rules about what you can take with you on a trip and what you can't. You can take even a grand piano, but better be sure that your legs will be able to pedal. In that case, you can take even a fridge. Anything you want. So my advice to those guys who try to drop a few grams from a bike, you'd better train your legs. Then try to offload extra grams from a bike. Although it's personal. I'm doing fine. Yes, I'm starving, but I will benefit from it. There is so much porridge in there, really a lot of porridge. I carry it, and also due to this and some other stuff, my bike is so heavy. I'll eat the porridge and only then will resupply. So feel free to criticize and scold me. Say that you would be a better prepared traveler with some canned food. Yes, good for you. Well done. And for me it's just a ride through Peru. How fast it starts to get dark. It's time to look for a place, but I don't see anything good so far. Everything is inclined and crooked. I hope that I will find some place in the next 500 meters after the twist. It is still a little bit crooked, but I see no more place further. There is some kind of hut here, so I'll have a decency to go and ask them. It will be a great view and some nice photos from here in the morning. While there is no rain, I'll go and tell them that I'm going to put a tent here, so they wouldn't come later saying that this is their private territory, because it's not. No, I need to say honestly that there will be no problem at all if they'd come to me. I've just understood that I'm going to establish a contact so that later I can go and ask them for a water. That's it. How brilliant I am!
Buenas tardes. Buenas noches. Buenas. ¿Qué tal? ¿A dónde padres? Padre, madre, no hay. Aquí, en casa. Buenas tardes. Aquí.
Oh my, look how they live.
Buenas tardes. Buenas. Yo viajo en bici y posible campa acá. Sí, no problema. Sí. Puedo luego regresar con para agua para tomar, ¿sí? ¿Hay agua?
Sí.
Gracias. Yo voy a dormir allá, en campo. Gracias.
Great, now I have water, and there's still 1.5 or 2 liters left. So now I'm going to cook my porridge. They even have stove here. And to be totally honest, I think that deep down inside, but not as deep as I say, just because I don't want to look so bad, I expected that they would say, "Listen, friend, we have one place, so you can stay here under the roof." Yeah, why should I lie? To tell the truth, I also have such thoughts. That would be great. Generally, I was ready to sleep here, but I also hoped for some roof above. After all, hope is not a bad feeling. There are some cars here, so now while it doesn't rain, I will find some place here for a tent. Oh my god, this is not my first time, but I will spend the night surrounded by ants. I dreamed about them so much. But when you're already here, it's not so interesting. Today I got it together and finally started to feel more. Looked for the angles and so on, while usually I realized that I need to remind myself about the beauty I see around. This is not my first time in a country, so for me, all this starts to feel pretty ordinary. Am I crazy? Beautiful waterfalls. I saw one, but already lost it. And altitude is almost 3.8 thousand. And today I still managed to elevate for more than 1,000 meters. This is a net elevation. 3,785 for now. I need to choose a place, but the pebbles are all over here. But I'll figure it out. It got dark and cold very fast, but I still need to eat. And here we have another interesting story. That's a rocky ground, and I can't fix a tent with the pegs. So what? So I will use the stones. The bike will stay here. I will only fasten it to a tent with a chain, and that's it. I see so many lights in the distance, but today I haven't met anyone. That's it. Now I'm going to cook a porridge, have dinner, and go to sleep. Today is another day without communications, so there will be no publications again. This is my hello to those subscribers who follow me on social networks, Instagram, Facebook and Telegram. I remember about you. So when you wake up in the morning and find no new publications, you should know that every evening I go to bed and think, my gosh, in the morning people will wake up and wait for a new post, worrying about me, not knowing that I'm just driving through an area with no communications. I thank you for living this day with me, and hope that I showed you, as colorful as possible, everything that surrounded me today, and that I managed to convey all the difficulties that other people easily handle while living here, when I've just simply climbed with a bike.